Here we're going to take another look at exponents that are fractions. So the one I use to remember all of the others, or at least remember which part of the fraction tells me the root, is if I remember that square root of x is the same thing as x to the 1/2. So that's kind of the basic one used to compare the other ones to. It also reminds me that the denominator, the 2, is what tells me what root I'm taking, because the square root is the second root. So another way to think of this is I'm taking the square root of 16, and then it's to the third power. So the numerator is an exponent. That's like 3 times 1/2. And I know the 1/2 means I'm taking the square root. Same thing as in this next one. Since the denominator is 4, I'm actually taking the 4th root of 81. And then we're going to take that to the third power. Now you can do the exponent first, but the reason to sometimes do the root first, at least if you can, is the root makes the number smaller, right? We're saying what number can I multiply by itself 4 times to get 81? If you can make it smaller before you do the exponent, you keep your numbers reasonably smaller. And so this very last one is saying the 5th root, since the denominator tells us the root, so the 5th root of 32, and then that's all to the third power. So now that we just have them all written in a different form, it makes them much easier to do. So now I can look and say, well, square root of 16 is 4. So really this boils down to what's 4 to the third, and 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. And then on the 81, what's the 4th root of 81? So what can I multiply by itself 4 times to get 81? So 3 times itself 4 times gives you 81. 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 again is 27, times 3 again is 81. But we can check these things in our calculator too. So 3 to the third, much easier to simplify once it's written in the other form. And last one, we want the 5th root of 32, and then it's to the third power. So 5th root of 32 is 2. And 2 to the third, 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So the denominator tells you what root you're taking.